Do you remember this? Do you remember this? This? How about this? If you do, welcome to the childhood era of the 90s. What makes the 90s kid era awesome and unique, you ask? The thing I could remember when I was a kid was enjoying TV shows, and there were no gadgets, no high-tech gadgets, just retro ones and simply living life being a kid. Unlike today's era, 90s kids used to enjoy playing outside and doing fun activities like playing tumbalata, patintero, Chinese garter, and there's a lot to mention. There are endless of it. The perks of being a kid. I could rarely see it these days, and most likely I'd only encounter some in provincial areas. Whenever I could see one, it hits my memories with nostalgia of how it was like being a kid again. No care, no problem in the world. In the Philippines, the classic educational shows that I liked growing up with were Siniskwela, Matinik, Hiraya Marawari. Did I pronounce it right? Hiraya Manawari. Yeah. Once Upon a Time at iba pa. Awit bilang titik at pambata were the ones that I enjoyed watching as I was learning at the same time in my own native language that I could understand. It was really fun, which of course, the main reason hit my curiosity when I was a kid. And it cringes me. I ended up doing experiments at home pretending I'm doing it right. And when my mom found out about it, it made my mother angry as I was using the ingredients or the materials that I'm using from my experiments were from my sari store. I think. Yeah, from my mom's sari store. I don't blame her. I was a sneaky kid, okay? The time the food beverages were very affordable. I could remember the things that I only could afford. Like, for 5 pesos, I could buy a biscuit. And if I were to compare it today, it's like it cost around 8 to 10 pesos. Inflation! Yeah, inflation didn't hit that high back then. I'm not gonna be surprised about the future, about the price tags for groceries. It's gonna be hard for my budgeting list. That's the truth. Even the affordable toys or amusements that can be bought just outside the school and can be played every kid in town. Collecting paper dolls was my thing. Don't get me wrong. It was the only thing that I could affordable back then. It only cost around 2 to 3 pesos and I can play dress ups for my new toys. At the age of 2, animation was introduced to me. I grew up from watching it. The classic Tagalog dub Doraemon, Voltes 5, Pokemon, Boo Boo Cha-Cha if you know what I mean, Jackie Chan Adventures, though it was released like early 2000s, but I could consider it one. Digimon Adventures, Ghost Fighters, Inuyasha, Fujiji Yuji. It's like the classic shoujo at that time. And Slam Dunk. You name it. Hey, it was famous for your titos and titas at that time. It was childhood. Now that I think of it, I've been a weeb in such an early age. Wow. Aside from the classic animes, there is also the classic Disney and Cartoon Network. These were the OG times. No reboots. Just classic original works being released. One of my favorite were... Yeah. It was a purple dog. It was Courage the Cowardly Dog Show. I remember waking up quarter to 5 a.m. just to watch it and enjoy it for an hour before I prep up and go to school afterwards. Sometimes my mom could get angry at me because I expose myself too much in front of the TV, or I might end up getting late for it. I couldn't blame her if she was gonna be angry with me. At the same time, I couldn't blame myself. I couldn't. It was a good show. The internet wasn't the thing. It wasn't a thing at that time. No flashy iOS or Apple flat screen phones. Just classic keypad Nokia ones. You name it. Don't get me wrong, they were durable. It could still stand. Downloading a game apps like the games that we play today didn't exist. Instead, the coolest game to have in your phone aside from Snake and Bantomi was Space Impact. It's an action game where you have to shoot fire at the alien creatures as you level up. Unfortunately, I couldn't finish reaching the final boss in that game, but I can confidently say I'm a pro master in playing Snake most, especially the classic Snake 97 on retro phones. Ooh. Sometimes I'd like to play in the rain and jump over the puddles to make a big splash. When weekend hits, I'd go get my toys, get some leaves from the garden, and pretend that I'm cooking food and serving it to my stuffed toy animals as if they were my customers. Talk about being a business-minded at a young age. I cannot blame the kids of today where they're being exposed with gadgets early on. We are surrounded with advanced technologies that are useful, convenient. As time goes by, it will keep on advancing towards a futuristic approach. But it's also nice to at least have the children of today experience our childhood fun as if we're sharing it to them, and seeing a glimpse of how it felt like, as if it was a kid within you sharing it to another kid. After all, they are treasured memories that we end up laughing at aside from being cringy. But it was fun. It was fun. Thank you for watching my channel, and I'd be making more content on things like this in my life that I want to share with you. I hope you enjoyed and have a nice day. See ya!